Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 24 minutes before 10 o'clock. Nice looking Monday morning. I hope you're doing well out there. And Rob, we have some great people in our community doing some really good things with and for other people. And it's always refreshing when we see some young people doing some great things for other young people. Kendall Tucker and Connor Ewing might fit into that category. They're both here to talk about some of the things they're doing. Kendall is a youth administrator at Victory Baptist Church, and Connor Ewing is the director of outreach for Crossroads Alliance. And they're talking about the Summerfield outreach. So let's say good morning and find out what this is all about. Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good morning.
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. Good to see both of you.
You too.
So do you live in Summerfield?
Well, I actually live in Denellen, Florida.
In Denellen, okay.
Yes, sir. But my brother's the head pastor over at Summerfield, over at Victory Baptist. So drive over there to go to church on Sundays and Wednesdays.
Oh, okay, okay. I know you two related in any way?
No, we're just friends.
Just friends. Okay. And you are Kendall, correct?
Yes, sir.
Kendall, and Connor, the Crossroads Alliance. What is that?
Crossroads Alliance is it's a church parallel ministry. We do a lot of local and international ministry work. Just pretty much we partner with other churches and find out what they need and try to help them out any way we can.
How did you guys find your way into where you are at this point? I know you're very young, but is there a story where you always this involved with outreaches and in the church, etc.?
I've always had a passion for reaching other people and helping people and just giving away stuff. I don't know. I love to give. So
yeah.
But.
Well, that's a good thing. I mean, I know in this world, it's always, we honor the people who have the most.
Yeah.
But I think God probably honors the people who give the most.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So it's probably the way it is. And you can't change the world. So just ignore the headlines and the magazine covers, right? So what is the Summerfield? What is the outreach program itself?
Well, the event will take place on the 28th of this month. And really, it's just to help out the community, really to reach the community. We really want to share the gospel while just giving the community a good time and free stuff. We'll have free food. We'll have a bounce house for the kids, face painting, a car show, live worship band, free giveaways, guest speaker, and much more. But it's completely free, and we're going to have a good time and just help out families in need. And if you need anything, if you can just come by the outreach and just let us know, we'll do our best to help you out.
Oh, my goodness. That sounds like a really, talk about giving. Now, where is it going to be?
It's held at Victory Baptist Church in Summerfield.
Okay.
Right now, we are as Victory Baptist Church, but recently God has gave us the vision to really go a different approach with our church, and we're actually going through the process right now of changing our name to Grace Point Baptist.
Oh, okay.
So we feel like that's what God's really wanting us to do, and has us focusing on different things and really reaching the community and stuff.
Okay, and the outreach event on September 28th, is it an all-day event?
It's going to be from 9:30 to 2:30.
Okay, and what day of the week is that? Is that a Saturday?
It's on a Saturday morning.
Saturday.
Okay, well that's a good way to kick off the autumn, I guess. When does autumn actually begin? Like this month, right?
I think so.
Does it begin like the 21st or something like that?
Let's see what the calendar says.
Did you guys? Were you involved in something? Are either of you musicians? You are okay. Kendall,
yes, sir.
So you're in one of the bands?
I'm not in a band. I actually do Christian rap.
Oh, really?
And yes, sir. And I'm on a tour this year called the More Than a Man Tour.
Oh, wow.
And we're actually working on a lot of outreaches through that. We're gonna our tour is more of an outreach, more mission based than it is like concert based. So we're gonna be doing a lot of concerts and a lot of outreaches for communities and stuff. So a lot of the guys on tour with me will be at the Summerfield outreach, just helping out and stuff.
Do you find that more young people are now becoming actively involved in different churches because of the different causes that you're spearheading for the community?
I believe so. I think there's a lot of young people that are, looking to make a change somehow. So I believe that, yeah.
And what did you do? What did you feel in your heart to do what you're doing now? To reaching out.
I don't
Did someone have to reach out to you first? Were you in trouble?
I've been in the church a while. I mean, and I've always had a good relationship with God, and it's just always been on my heart that He's put there, and it's just been my passion for a long time. So, just trying to go after it, I guess.
So that's good to hear. I mean, so many times we have guests on, and their story is they've found God, and they might be 30, 40 years old, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I lived a life of drugs, and I was in prison, and I did all these crazy things, and broke the law, and now I found God," and so that's great, and we celebrate that whole transition. But there's so many people whose lives didn't have to take that path, and you still have discovered God. You didn't need to go to the bottom in order to get to the top, which I don't believe that whole theory that you have to get to the bottom in order to get to the top.
No.
I don't believe that at all. So how do you, when you do the rapping, how do you get gigs? Is it just in churches?
Right now we're working on a lot of different places. We're actually working on performing at UF, some universities, churches, high schools, community outreaches, more public parks, and a lot of venues, a couple different venues in Georgia, Christian nightclubs. We have an event coming up on the 27th, the day before this, in Orlando at Club Crazy Praise, and it's a Christian nightclub up there, and they're doing great things for God and stuff. And so pretty much anywhere. I mean, it don't really technically have to be a Christian environment, if you ask me. Like, it's our job to reach people. It's our job to really mission to them. And if we're concentrating on just performing and just reaching Christians, then we're not doing our job as real Christians, as reaching the community. So
now, when you have this outreach event on the 28th, and there will be people in need coming to you, some people might need a job. How will you be able to steer them in the proper direction?
I'm not too sure how we'll be able to do that. I know that Crossroads does a lot of, I wouldn't say we find jobs, but we have connections where if there is a job that someone needs, then we could try to find them one.
And that's the most important thing, are the connections, because maybe you have somebody that dropped out of school and they're, shy about trying to re-enroll, things like that. So you might be able to help them in that aspect as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, and whenever we've tried to help other people, I think we all experience this. We have an optimism, and you try to make that optimism contagious so that they embrace it also. But if they won't, it's very hard to get them to change their mind. We call them the yeah buts. The people who say, you know what you could do? You could go apply, and then take it to the next level, and once you get started, say, yeah, but, and then they'll fill in the blank with all the yeah buts, and it's like, holy mackerel, how do you get past that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the Bible addresses the yeah buts, but I know that the Bible addresses faith, and I think that is what I always feel like we need to apply. Faith, just faith that you can make it to the next level somehow. Yeah. Do you are you both in school?
I went to Southeastern University for a year, and I'm just taking the semester off.
Okay.
And I went to CFCC right here in Ocala last semester. So,
do you write your own stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
When you perform?
Yes, ma'am.
That has to be pretty exciting too, because you're also inspiring people to do something of their own instead of recreating something that somebody else has created.
Yes, ma'am. It's really, I have nothing against secular artists or just doing positive music and all, but it was really, for me, it kind of goes back to the giving, kind of for that Summerfield outreach, whether it's giving or whether it's reaching people, it's all good. And I really feel like, for me, there's nothing better than performing and having someone come up to you and be like, that song changed my life, I listen to your song and I look at things differently now, So I had a couple people come up to me and tell me that after a couple performances, and tell them like my performance really changed their lives, and it wasn't me, it was God. And if it wasn't for God, then I would be nothing. So really, I like to help people come to know God, and that's what Connor likes to do for outreaches and stuff with his Crosspoint Alliance and stuff.
So how did the two of you get together for this project?
We've been best friends for a long time.
Okay. So that was a natural.
Yeah.
You did it together. So how did the idea start? Where did the idea come from?
About, I'd say 2 months ago. it just came with, I don't know, it just came to me as a good idea, and I brought it to him and his brother, and they said, that's a good idea, let's go for it, and we just set a date.
Okay, so, and you're inviting people, obviously, with the radio show. You're getting the word out.
Yes,
what do they need to know? They'll need to know where Victory Baptist Church is, and is there a price associated with it?
It's absolutely free.
Free, okay, and you did mention that earlier. So there's music and food and.
Yes, sir.
Are you performing?
I might be.
Might be.
I might be.
You should be.
I'll pray about it.
Pray about it.
No, I might be. I got good friends coming out performing too. Good worship bands and stuff. But yes, sir, I might.
Name some of the bands. Give them a little plug.
Well, some of them are out of Lake City, in Orlando. One of them's called About Grace. You can find them online. And the other one's called The Final Goodbye. And they do a lot of traveling and a lot of performing and stuff, and they're a bunch of great guys and stuff, and they'll be coming out and performing for us and stuff. And
you had mentioned that there would be a guest speaker. What kind of persons will be speaking that day, and what kind of message will they be getting out?
Well, my brother is the head pastor there, Austin Tucker.
Austin, okay.
Austin Tucker, and he's been there for 5-6 years, and he'll be speaking, and of course, personally, I feel like you can help the community, you can outreach the community, but if you don't share the gospel, if you don't spread the name of Jesus Christ to them, then you're really not helping them, because as easy as you can get encouraged, you can get down. So just a day of encouraging someone, just a day of uplifting someone isn't enough in my eyes. It's not enough.
That. I love what you're saying right there.
So
I have two things that come to mind when you say that. This probably was before your time, but do you know the song "We Are the World," the thing Michael Jackson did?
I know it.
Okay, you know of it. Okay,
I know of it.
And you know who Bob Dylan is, because
okay.
All right,
I know Bob Dylan.
Okay. So "We Are the World" was okay. I know this is ancient history for you guys, but they got a bunch of pop stars of the day. They all got together. I guess Michael Jackson was the guy who spearheaded this thing, and they all got together and they sang the song called "We Are the World." We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better place. So let's start giving, and on and on and on. So Bob Dylan, who was a Christian at that time, said, I like this idea, but you don't mention God at all. You don't. It's almost like it's all in our hands, and the truth is, it's not all in our hands. I mean, we've got choice,
That's right.
but it's not completely in our hands. So that comes to mind when you say that. The other one is, now this is more contemporary. The movie The Secret. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the movie The Secret, it's kind of like the same thing. The whole message of The Secret is that you can do anything if you visualize it, if you believe it. You can do anything. And then I always felt, as I watched this movie, read this book, I said, you can do anything with God. You can't do it without God.
That's right.
One of my favorite things when Jesus was being whipped at the end of his life, and Pontius Pilate says, "Why don't you recant what you've told people? Why don't you tell them I have your life in my hands? Why don't you say what I want you to say?" And Jesus says, "You don't have anything in your hands. Everything you have has been given to you by God."
That's right.
And I just love that. I embrace that. I've often thought, if I'm whipped and somebody says that to me, I'm going, "Nah, you got nothing in your hands."
There you go.
I'm going to use
You're
it.
tough.
I hope it never happens, but I just thought I would use it.
And that's another good thing about what you're doing with your outreach on a day-to-day basis. You're giving people the courage to say, okay, I can do this, and to go out on their own and not depend on others to do something for them, because that really is hard to have the courage to stand up for what you believe in.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys strike me as smart, and you guys are obviously good-looking guys.
Well, thank you.
Now, but now here's why I say this. Because you probably, well, I don't want to assume anything, but there are people out there who are not quite as smart, and there are people out there who are not quite as physically attractive. And you know what? I've often thought this. As we look out the window here at the mall, and you see like a little homely old man and his little homely old wife, and you say, isn't that great? I mean, isn't that great that they found each other, that God had a plan that said, you know what, you don't have to be beautiful to have a companion. You can actually, there's somebody for everybody. I just love that. And one of the things that we go through in this life is loneliness. And the cure for loneliness is somebody.
That's right.
Somebody who's going to be there with you. I just think that's why. So in other words, you guys probably have no problem. You probably got that somebody. Well, see, that's my assumption right there. I don't know what I'm saying. But you know what I mean. And so when you are inviting people to an event like this to give hope, I'm guessing that it's just the nuts and bolts of life itself have to come into play when somebody's giving testimony about their lives and how, it could be a disease, could be loneliness, could be anything.
Yes, sir. We'll have a couple people there at the outreach giving a testimony too. Like you said earlier, there's people that had to go through the dirt to rise higher, and there's people that, had a good relationship with God all throughout, but everyone has their own story, whether it's going through the dirt or whether it's being at the top the whole time. Everyone has a story, and it's all great as long as you come to know Christ,
Will you be collecting non-perishable food items and maybe some cash donations to use in your outreach for a later time?
Yes, ma'am. We're actually open to any donation at this point. We're still trying to raise some money for it still. So.
For the event itself?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have people that have donated the food so far, or are you still looking for that?
Crossroads has supplied, they're going to be supplying a lot of food, and we've got a lot of drinks that we'll be passing out all day, and then there'll be free hot dogs and food there anyway, so.
And since you'll be having a car show, will there be a fee for the people to enter their cars in the car show?
No, it's free. Everything's free.
Oh,
Everything.
excellent.
Bring out your car, show it off. Good time.
You think this will become an annual event?
I think so. We've talked about it a little bit. I mean, I would be down
I think
for
it'd be cool. I mean, that's a good vision to do it annually. So.
It seems like it, yeah. So come in next year, do it again.
Yes.
We'll get old together. We'll get old first. We're there already, but we'll watch you get old. Kendall Tucker and Connor Ewing are in the studio. Kendall is a youth administrator at Victory Baptist Church, and that's in Summerfield, right?
Yes, sir.
And Connor Ewing is the director of outreach for Crossroads Alliance,
which is right here in Ocala. And they're having a Summerfield outreach, which is happening September 28th, which is a Saturday, from 9:30 till 2:30. It's absolutely free food, free music, some guest speakers. There'll be a group called About Grace, another group called The Final Goodbye, and possibly some rapping from Kendall. And you're on the More Than a Man tour. Tell me about the tour.
Well, the tour, you can actually check it out at themorethanamantour.info. It's really the same thing as we really want to do in the Summerfield outreach. We have a lot of outreaches, events and stuff, and we really want to reach the community and reach the people that are hurting and stuff. And really, it's just a group of guys. It's there's another local artist. I go by KT3 on Facebook. You can check me out, KT3 Music. But there's another guy here in Ocala, and we've teamed up with a guy from Orlando and a guy from Atlanta, Georgia, and really like the Summerfield outreach, it's more mission based. It's more of let's go spread the gospel through the gifts God has given us. So that'd be Christian rap.
And your name online is KT3 Music? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. It's facebook.com/KT3 Music.
KT3 Music. And what does that mean? Something? KT3?
KT3. That's like my stage name. KT is Kendall Tucker, and then 3 has always been my sports number growing up.
Gotcha.
And I chose 3 for like the Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
There you go. Nice.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'll have an album dropping here late November. So looking forward to that and stuff.
And what is Club Crazy Place? It's like a Christian club.
It's a Christian nightclub. It's positive. They'll have Christian performers coming in. Just a good time to fellowship and stuff. And it's called Club Crazy Praise. And really, they've been
Crazy Praise.
Crazy Praise.
Okay, I said place. Okay.
Yeah, they have a really good ministry going on over there, reaching a lot of people and stuff in Orlando.
How do you get the young people to listen? Because you must see young people in your everyday lives that just don't seem to want to amount to anything, or they might be in a little trouble. How do you approach them and get them to listen to what you have to say to try to turn their life around?
Really, when it comes to turning someone's life around, it's not me that can turn their lives around. I can only be the vessel. I can only be the person that plants the seed. But it's really, I mean, God's the only one that can turn someone's life around. So really, when I approach someone and I tell them, yeah, I do Christian rap, and a lot of people that listen to rap, they think, oh, Christian rap, that's corny. I mean, that's just the first approach you get from a lot of people that don't listen to Christian music. They think, oh, okay, how good could that be? But really, there's more truth in Christian rap than there is secular rap. There's more than this Lil Wayne and all that. But there's more truth you can get. There's more positive, life-changing stuff you can get out of it. And, I just tell them, I say, check me out, check out the music. If you like it, great. If not, great.
When we first started doing these interviews, it's like a dozen years ago now, there was a group called Stripe. I think it was a heavy metal Christian band. And we had them on. We had those guys on, and they had some negative feedback from the listeners who didn't quite get it. They didn't quite get why you would do something like that. I get it completely, because if it's popular as music is an art form. The words that go with it is what sets it apart.
That's right.
So, I mean, you've chosen to take this art form and put the words that you think are going to be more impactful and actually do more. And the music is another vehicle, actually, to get those words into their hearts.
So you can't really. Everyone has an opinion on what kind of music they're like. Like for me, I don't like screamo, hardcore metal rock. I don't like that. But
I never did either.
If it's glorifying God, then there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I would rather someone listen to. You can't tell someone that likes heavy rock and be like, listen to this slow Christian music. I would rather them listen to their genre, listen to something they love, but more positive and more uplifting God. So, I mean, I'm for anything that gives God glory. You guys
have your act together. I love that. So, what's on your wish list? Two wish lists. I want to hear your wish list for the event, Summerfield Outreach. What's on your wish list for that? And then we'll take another bigger step. But what's the wish list in general?
The big wish list for the main one is that we can just get as many people out there and just help them and reach them for God and tell them about God. Second one, I would say, is just have a fun day. I don't know, just let them come out there and just enjoy the day.
And good weather.
Pray for good weather.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Good weather. Kendall, what's on your wish list?
My wish list is really just to see people saved, see people come to know God, not just to come out and have a great time, which that's one of the wishes too. I want everyone to have a great time, but someone that can come out and live do a whole 180, like a whole turn, just facing the right direction, and that when they leave there, they have a whole new life ahead of them and stuff. So really my wish list is to come to know Christ, and really just, if they need to, that their life just changes around and they see the bigger picture here.
There's a church here in town that does every Christmas the Gospel According to Scrooge. And every year when we speak to the pastor, he'll tell us about the previous year where somebody came in, didn't even know what they were going to see, and had their life changed. I think the difference between normal secular entertainment and Christian entertainment is that the way you measure success is by those stories. You don't measure it by the amount of money that was actually pulled in. It looks like we have a phone call. Let's take that call. You should be able to hear in your headset. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. I hope the fellas can hear me. I just want to thank them so much. And, they will never know how many people they are touching, or the lives and then the families they are touching and changing. And I just think it's so wonderful and positive. And where are they advertising their event? I hope they heard everything. All the best. Bless them. And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
I know our audience, and I know that they're probably similar thoughts throughout the audience. So we need to help you. We're helping you right now with this, but we don't want to stop here. What can we do, and what can the listeners do? Can we post something on our websites, on our Facebook pages?
Yeah, actually we have an event on Facebook, and if you type in the search box Summerfield Outreach,
okay.
If you type that in, the event will pop up. It's like a blue flyer of everything going on, and if you click that, you can invite people to that. As many people as we invite, the better. So really, just if you want to do promoting on that, go on there, say going, attending, whatever, and invite your friends on Facebook and stuff. I mean, that's one of the biggest steps we can ask. Just invite your friends.
Help spread the word. Let's see, today is the 16th, and this is on the 28th, so it's a week from this Saturday.
Yes, sir.
A week from this Saturday.
So we got 12 days.
Yeah, let's help
push it.
Let's help them spread the word if you can. If you heard what Kendall was saying right there, go onto your Facebook page and find it as an event under Summerfield Outreach. Again, September 28th, 9:30 till 2:30. Where is Victory Baptist Church? Where is the church?
The address is 6185 Southeast 140th Street, and that's Summerfield, Florida 34491.
Okay. And you want to give out a phone number?
The phone number for the church is 352-245-9444.
Okay.
And also, we have a website, thevictoryisone.com, and that's WON1. So thevictoryisone.com, and it'll show a little map and a little place to get to our church from there, too.
Victoryisone.com, WON.
Victoryisone.com, yes, sir.
As in winning. Well, good for you. Thank you, guys. You brought a bright spot into the morning and onto our airwaves. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you're doing. That's the bigger thank you. And we will do our best to help you out promoting this. Summerfield Outreach, September 28th at Victory Baptist Church.
Sir, appreciate you having us out.
Great interview. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We will take a little break and we'll be right back.
We're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.